it's bumping me here. There it goes. And really kind of get muddled into the day-to-day tasks and into that transaction where you kind of have blinders on, you're forgetting to lead generate and you're forgetting to manage your pipeline and your CRM. So we talked about leads last week. We talked about where you can find leads. And there's all kinds of different ways. And one of those lead sources are your sphere of influence and referrals. So this week, we're going to dive a little deeper into lead generation. And we're going to talk about networking and referrals, because I think, me personally, I think it's one of those untapped resources that can really help you build your business in a multitude of ways, not just lead generation. And trust me, it's a great way to generate leads and to bring people into your pipeline, to bring people into your sphere of influence. But I really think that it helps you grow and hone in on your career. Because as real estate professionals, we are not just salespeople. People don't look at us just for the sale of their home. And yeah, that's super important. We know that people want to buy a house. That's our job. They want to sell a house. That's our job. But think about it. When you're working with your client, what's your unique value proposition? And we want to think about, what can we do outside of just that transaction? How can we be part of their support system? How can we be a community and a market expert to them, not just during the transaction, but for years to come during their home ownership and until they need to buy or sell again? So let's jump right into it. So the importance of networking and referrals in the real estate business. In the competitive world of real estate, success hinges not only on market knowledge and negotiation skills, but also the ability to build and leverage professional relationships. Networking and referrals are two critical components that can significantly influence a real estate agent's career. And I can say from my years in real estate, it became super important to me. One of the pitfalls that I fell into is that I was so focused on running my business that my business ran me. And I was not really looking outside of my own little bubble into the people around me who could really help me grow my business. I was just so in it day to day. It took me a long time to realize that I needed to build a network to get where I am today. So what is the power of networking? Building professional relationships and networking is the process of creating and maintaining relationships with other professionals, potential clients, and industry influencers. For real estate agents, networking provides numerous opportunities to connect with others who are either become clients or to refer clients. So doing things like attending industry events and joining real estate associations, participating in community events is a great way to meet new people and establish connections, therefore building your sphere of influence. Okay, so how do we do that? It all seems great. You want to network. And if any of you are sitting there saying, well, I went to a networking event and it was super boring and I really didn't take anything from it, you know, we've all been there. We have all been there. But understand that you get what you put in when it comes to networking events. It's not enough to just see one advertised and then show up and sit in the corner like a wallflower and do nothing. It means getting involved. You have to be proactive and you have to get involved to be able to take anything from a networking event. So let's talk about how you can take that first step and attend a networking event. There's lots of different places that you can go to. You can contact your Chamber of Commerce. You can go to Board of Realtor Association events and meetings. You can go to RIA meetings, city council meetings, charity events. You can volunteer, and a lot of people don't think of that as networking, but volunteer somewhere. Community events. Every city has community events. I was born and raised in Elwood City, so we have these every Wednesday, or it's like the second Wednesday of every month in Elwood City. They have what's called Wander Wednesday, and it's where all the businesses come out and like all the craft vendors come out, and people they shut down the street and people just flood the streets. And they are there to support local businesses. People are chatting, they're having coffee, there's a mead store in town, people are sampling mead, and it's just a really good time to connect with people. So anybody who's in the community goes to these events. You can do the same thing within your community, or any community that you want to have a larger presence in. So let me repeat that, or any community you want to have a larger presence in. So me personally, I'm from Elwood City. I would probably go to an Elwood City event, but let's say I was looking to grow my business more in Newcastle or New Brighton. Then going to one of their events would help me meet other community members in the who's who of that town. And the more connections you make, the more your sphere of influence grows and the more potential clients and referrals you will receive from those people. A couple other places you can go is fundraising events, vendor-sponsored events, and happy hours. And you can also set up a LinkedIn page and connect with other professionals that way. A great way to find out when networking events are occurring, believe it or not, is Facebook. So you can go onto Facebook and join groups, and you can kind of follow along to see when their networking events are going to occur. So gaining market insights. Networking is not just about meeting people, it's also about gaining valuable insights into the market. So what are some things that we can learn from networking with others? We can learn about market trends, regulation changes, changes in buyer and seller preferences. We can learn from other people's best practices, and we can share stories of real life examples. One thing I really love doing is I have a small group of agents from different brokerages, and they are, kind of like my extended work friend group. And we are all from different brokerages. So we are from Realty One and Keller Williams and Howard Hanna, Berkshire Hathaway. Like there's all these agents and we're all from different brokerages. But one thing that's really great is that we all come together and we share what's happening in our business. And we share the funniest of stories, and we share some of our triumphs, and we share some of our disasters. And it's really great to be able to hear how these agents went through the process, and then having the group as a whole being able to kind of jump in and saying, well, did you try this, or did you try this? And then really being able to learn from those experiences. It's really great to be able to celebrate each other in those experiences. And when we have like real life, like work drama or work trauma stories of these deals that we were in that just seem too wild to be believable, it really makes it to the point where you're like, you know what? It's not just me. I don't have the crazy people. Not everything bad in life happens to me. It happens to everybody, and it really normalizes our jobs. So there are ways that you can really benefit just by your morale and within your career, just even by doing small networking events with people that you already know. All right, another way that networking really benefits you is increasing visibility. So being visible in the community and industry is crucial for any real estate agent. You must get your name out there. Remember that you are a walking billboard of your business. Here in real estate, we have our face and our name on everything. So when you show up in public, you are advertising your real estate business just by owning your own face. So proudly walk through the streets when there is a community event. Go to the concerts, go to the parades, go to your association meetings, because you are a walking advertisement of you. The more people that see your face on a regular basis will automatically think to themselves like, hey, she's in real estate. She's a real estate agent. I see her photo everywhere. I see her signs everywhere. Even if you don't have the opportunity to speak with them at a networking event, just by seeing you, it provides one of those 7 touches that we've talked about. We talked about that last week. One of those 7 touches where it brings you to the top of their mind again. All right, it gives you access to resources and additional opportunities. So what are some things that we can gain by being at a networking event? By just talking to other people. So we can talk about any exclusive listings that they may have, any off-market properties that they have, investment opportunities, collaborative ventures, news and current events, vendor service lists for clients, and we can gain additional referrals. So let's break it down. What does all this mean? For those of you who don't know, an exclusive listing is a listing that's only available to that brokerage or that agent. So this could mean something that is maybe not on the MLS, or an exclusive listing that they're putting together that maybe hasn't hit the MLS already. Could you imagine the value add you could provide to your buyers if you could tell them, like, listen, I have an extended network outside of my brokerage, and I know about listings before they hit the market, so you'll be the first to know. Off-market properties. If you're working with investors, this is huge. If you're working just with a run-of-the-mill buyer, this may be huge for you as well. But off-market properties is something that is not on the market. So maybe this is kind of like a pocket listing. Maybe you had a conversation with somebody at a community event that says, I'm willing to sell my house if I can get X amount of dollars. And you can get that information and then put that out to your buyer or investor pool and say, hey, we have a seller who's willing to sell if he can get X amount of dollars for his property. And here's the information about the property. Maybe you'll make that sell immediately, but maybe you'll bring enough people to that seller's home that really impresses them enough to go ahead and let you put that home on the market. So learning about those off-market properties is imperative. It is one of the biggest things that you can have in your back pocket to really generate a lot of business and leads for yourself. Investment opportunities. We want to know what those investment opportunities are going to be, whether they're for yourself or for your clients. You should be knowing about this. You need to know what other people are talking about. How are you going to be able to give your clients the real estate advice that they really need if you don't know what they're talking about? So knowing what the buzz is around investments, super important to know. Collaborative ventures. So collaborative ventures, that's always the big question I get. Christina, what does collaborative ventures mean? So collaborative ventures are opportunities for one business owner and another business owner to come together, to market together for the benefit of both. So I don't know if you've seen any videos online. Mark Gullah does these really good. Mark Peterson from Realty One does these really well, where they will go into a business that's within their market and they interview the business owner and showcase their business. So whether that's a coffee shop or a tire shop or a roofer or whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be like a little boutique down the street. It doesn't matter, right? Because the real estate agent is going in and saying, hey, this is my market. These are the people that I serve. These are the community. And part of my value add is to show you what it's like to live in this community. And part of this community is Susie's Boutique. Now, Susie has been a community member of ABC Town for the last 10 years, and she opened this business because blah, 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 and here's what you can get here. And, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to interview Susie. So this is a collaborative venture, and this is a very simple example of that, where Susie takes the time out of her day to let you come in and do your marketing because it benefits her, because you are getting her name out there to an entirely different pool of people. And if you're doing it properly and you're tagging Susie properly, you're also taking her sphere of influence and pulling it into your business too. So this is a great way to find different ways for you to team up with other business owners to really boost your marketing, boost your branding, and reach a higher network of individuals online. News and current events. So we know what those are, but what about like real estate news? Everybody in the world is really good at something that you are really poor at. So networking gives you the opportunity to meet those people who are really knowledgeable in the stuff that you don't know about and share that knowledge with you. Vendor service list for clients. Those of you who have not put together a vendor service list yet, I highly suggest you do that for your market. A vendor service list, an example of that would be like a real estate attorney or a roofer or a plumber or a home inspector, and the list goes on and on and on. Something as simple as like, okay, you're moving into the city of Elwood. Who should I go to when I need flowers, when I need a flower arrangement? To me, I know exactly where I would send people. If somebody needs a plumber, I got a person for that. Somebody needs a roof done, I got a person for that. This is how you stay in connection with your clients for years to come, because they have that vendor list. Hopefully you make it really nice. It's in a book, or maybe it's laminated, or maybe it's on a magnet for the refrigerator or something. And then it has your branding on it. So that's your value proposition after the closing. All right. Any questions so far on networking? Because again, I can't see your hands if they're up. No, everybody's quiet today. All right, let's go on. Should you add your new connection to your database? The answer is yes. And rest assured, they will be adding yours as well. So let's say you go to a networking event and you meet like a home inspector who you just really hit it off with. You had some great conversations about what's been changing in the home inspection field, what's been changing, different regulations. You give him your card, he gives you his. What should you do with that? You should add that to your CRM and make sure that they are on a vendor drip list. And what's a vendor drip list? A vendor drip list would be, okay, I'm not going to hit them with, are you ready to buy or sell? But maybe once a month they're getting my newsletter. And I have them in my database and I'll be able to search them when I need it. And that group should be a vendor group or a home inspector group or whatever it is, that when you need a home inspector, you can go right into your CRM, you can pull up the group home inspectors and your database list comes up. You also want to stay top of mind with vendors, even if they're not potential clients, because those people are going to refer you business. And why are they going to refer you business? Because they want you to refer them business in return. So go back to what I've said 100 times, is that people feel obligated to provide you service when you give them something of value first. So if you meet a home inspector and you give that home inspector a try on one of your deals, well, guess what? Now that home inspector feels like they owe you. So they're going to be reciprocating that back as soon as the opportunity presents itself, or at least they should be. And if they don't, maybe they're not the right connection to have. But I promise you, they want to continue to get your business. And to do that, they're going to have to collaborate with you and give you something of value in return. All right, the significance of referrals. Having referrals from people, whether that's from your home inspector, whether that's from a community member, whether that's from your sphere of influence, getting the referral from somebody is huge. Those people come preloaded with the, preloaded, just knowing that you are going to be an outstanding agent. And here's why. So if I spoke to, say, my cousin, and I told my cousin, oh my goodness, you're buying in East Palestine, Ohio. I have an Ohio agent for you. Her name is Anna. She is so sweet and she's so amazing, but she's not a pushover either. So she is going to be amazing and guide you through the whole process. But if the other people on the other end try to railroad her, she has a backbone and she's going to come out like a rabid dog to protect your interests. Like, she is the only person for you. I promise you, you can trust her. She's so amazing. When they call Anna for the first time, they already have that in their brain. Like, Anna doesn't have to sell herself at that point. She doesn't have to say like, oh, I have your back, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm a tough negotiator, but I'm also like, I'm very protective of my clients and I like to build. She doesn't have to go through all that. Why? Because I already preloaded that in these people's minds. They already got that. They're calling her because they trust what I've told them. So the significance of networking and getting these referrals is these people come preloaded with trust. They know they can trust you and you have credibility when that referral comes to you. I've seen a lot of agents over the course of my career not take referrals with the level of importance that they really should be. And they're like, oh, I got to pay a referral fee to this other agent who gave me this client and blah, blah, blah. And it's like 30%. And blah. It's a client you wouldn't have otherwise. And if somebody's referring that to you, they've already preloaded them. This is not a cold call. This is a hot call, right? You don't have to do any of that legwork. Somebody has already put the notion in their mind that you are the best agent on the planet. Don't take that for granted. Don't take it for granted, and it's worth the cost if you get one from an agent. Now, it can be a super cost-efficient lead generation program. If you are accepting referrals, if you are telling people to send me your referrals, if you are getting into social media groups with other real estate professionals and you're asking for referrals, it is super cost effective. Whether you're getting them from an agent, whether you're getting them from a home inspector, whether you're getting them from a community member, it is super inexpensive to get referrals. Okay. So generating leads in general is super, super expensive. Right now in our market, the average cost per call on Zillow, not per lead, per phone call, is $148 every time the phone rings. Can any of you guess what the conversion rate is on Zillow of those calls? Nobody? It is between 3 to 5%. So every time the phone rings, 100 times the phone rings, we close 3 to 5, and it's $148 on average every time the phone rings. Those are such low numbers. Could you imagine if the same conversion rates applied to referral leads? No. Referral leads can have close to an 80% referral rate if they're done properly and if they're taken seriously. Because again, these people are preloaded, and a lot of these people are already pre-approved, especially if they come from another agent. So this is a super cost-effective way to generate leads. Okay, you only pay for a lead if it comes from another agent or broker and if it closes. There's no cost to it. The only cost to generating referrals is your time. That's the only thing you have to put up is your time. Okay, so they don't need extensive marketing campaigns. They really don't need any of that stuff. They just need you to show your face and make those connections with others. Referrals also have an enhanced lead retention rate. So satisfied clients who refer others to an agent are more likely to return for future transactions themselves. It means that if you're asking for that referral from your past clients and they are satisfied and asking them to brag about you and tell others, they're twice as likely to come back to you when they need to sell that home and upgrade or downgrade into another home. This creates a cycle of repeat business and ongoing referrals, ensuring a steady stream of leads reaching you. Maintaining strong relationships with past clients and providing exceptional service increases the likelihood of receiving referrals. Accepting referrals also expands your client database. Referrals help agents tap into new networks and expand your client base, including new markets that you want to get into as well. Most of you have a primary market where you work. My primary market was Newcastle. My secondary market was Elwood City. So I always wanted to get more into maybe the Zillion Opal area, more into the Riverside area. And I did a little bit, but I never really put my mind to it because I was so focused on the investment real estate. What I missed the boat on it is that if I was expanding into those areas and really growing my network and asking for the referrals in those areas, it would have helped me tap into a whole level of real estate that I never even gave a thought to. And man, would that have helped my bottom line, especially during the slow periods where I wasn't working on portfolios. So definitely something to keep in mind that if you have that secondary market that you want to expand into, getting yourself out there in community events, talking with the people, going to the Chamber of Commerce, just really putting yourself front and center within that market is going to help you grow there, because you need to learn the community. You need to know who lives there, who works there, to be able to serve the community you want to get into. All right. Winning referrals. How do you do it? Let's recap on what you need to do. You need to attend industry events and conferences, join real estate associations and clubs, leverage your social media like Facebook. Lots of those events are on Facebook. Build strong relationships with clients and ask for the referral. Don't be shy. Ask for the referral. Another thing you can do is join a referral program. So if you don't know what a referral program is, a referral program is a quick and easy way to work with other brokerages, agents, and industry professionals to share contacts and mutually benefit from the gained revenue it generates. I was always in referral programs, and we're going to be sharing a lot of those with you on our referral training that's coming up in a few weeks. So please make sure that you check that out. This is not a training where I sit here and talk about networking and referrals again, like I do on these ultimate launches. And I know everybody gets sick of hearing me talk. I get sick of hearing me talk. But this referral training is really where we kind of talk about the programs. We break down exactly what it costs and what to expect. And then while we are all online together, we're going to go over those resources and take you to those individual websites where you can sign up for referral programs and start getting additional leads on your own. So where can I find referrals? There are many referral programs online that can assist agents with incoming referrals. The list changes often. So it says, see your ROGU broker for the next referral site training. And lucky for you guys, it's just in a couple weeks. So please make sure you join us for that. Can I sign up for more than one program? Yes, you can sign up for as many as you want to at a time. Do referral sites really work? Yes. And I've been using them for as long as I've been in real estate. They've been a huge part of my business. Is there a membership fee for those sites? And the answer is sometimes, but not all of them. So the membership fee will vary depending on the site. The better sites that you're getting into that has limited sign-up availability does charge a monthly fee, but there are others that are completely free to join. Do I have to pay for a referral? The answer is that depends on who gives you the referral. So I want to stop and just go over this a little bit because this is a common question I get asked. So if you receive a referral, say from your family, your friends, your past client, anybody who is not a licensed agent or broker, it is against the law for you to give them money because they gave you a referral. Let me repeat it. If somebody gives you a referral for a client and they are not a licensed agent or broker, and you give them compensation when that place closes, you are breaking the law and you will lose your license and end up in an orange jumpsuit. So please do not do that. What can you do? Instead, thank them for the referral and offer to do something nice for them in return, like send them a referral to their business or just take them out for a nice dinner as a thank you. But do not pay them. You cannot pay them. If you receive a referral from an agent or a broker, you may pay a referral fee to another licensed agent or broker. The referral amount must be placed on the referral form prior to accepting the client with the referral amount marked clearly on it. This form must be signed by myself and it must be placed in the file per your licensing laws. So if you want to send a referral, you can go onto your PAR library and there is a referral form there. You fill it out with the information. You place the referral amount in there, whatever that is, 20%, 25%, 30%. I'm not telling you what to charge, you do you. And then you have me sign off on it, and then it gets sent to their broker, and they sign off on it, and that is how you get paid. And that is the only way you can get paid. How much do referrals cost? That differs from agent to agent, but on average, we see rates anywhere from 20 to 35%. And what you charge for a referral is completely up to you. Our brokerage does not have any standard. We don't make you charge a certain amount. You can do whatever it is you feel you need to do. And how is a referral calculated? So this gives you just an example of how that referral is calculated. So let's say that you have a closing that has a GCI, for those of you who don't know, is gross commission income of $5,000, and the referral fee to the procuring agent is 30%. So we take $5,000 times 30%, and that's $1,500 due at closing to the procuring agent. The procuring agent would be the one who had the client first and then referred it to the acting agent or the current agent. So an example of that would be is if Jamie sent a referral to Anna, Jamie would be the procuring agent and Anna would be the acting agent. So Jamie would get 30%, which is the $1,500 at closing, and Anna would receive compensation of the rest. Okay, does that make sense? Excellent. All right. Next week is all about client presentations. So we're going to take a look at client presentations, how we design them, how we present them, and how we use them to our benefit. So turn your mics on and give me your thoughts, questions, or experiences with networking and referrals. Nobody wants to jump in and talk to me. It's a sad day here in Hermitage. No? All right, well, I guess that's it then. Of course, I'll stay on the line if anybody needs me. Just feel free to stay on. But thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. And I will see you next week.